and ask for to-go box, which usually I would say 3 days ago or a day ago. I try to finish my food so I don't ask for to-go box.
Oh, really?
Or I just leave my food there, or my girlfriend asked him, so I got up and said, can I get some to-go box? And it was fine. Now I understand that how speech works, how you supposed to speak, how you supposed to think, what part you supposed to use to speak. And it feels really good. My problem is called stuttering, and it's some feeling of blocks, and you cannot say the words the way you want to say them.
What questions do you have for Roman?
For Roman, you said that you had stuttering too, right?
Да.
Yes.
And how did you thought that these way of talking will work? How did you know that? You can talk fluently.
Okay, the question is, how did he find out how to talk fluently?
Yeah.
It's very simple. I've considered a person as a mechanism, as a machine, which should be used properly according to the instructions.
Instructions
Okay.
of how to use it.
And I noticed that the machine is totally intact. It is absolutely healthy. But the way I used this machine was extremely incorrect, not according to the instructions. In reality, the human body is the machine, ready to carry out any of our orders.
But sometimes we give the orders that are not correct.
Brown and green pen, which writes in blue color. I am sitting on one of those 6 chairs, and right next to me there is a brown table with another book which is green.
Okay.
The carpet.
Okay, question for you.
Yes.
Where is your stuttering?
It just goes away. born in Iran, Tehran, and I was born during the time that Iran was in the war with Iraq, and I still remember the time that the bombing was happening and all that. My sister had stuttering, and while I was playing with her, I tried to just imitate her most of the time and learn how to speak from her. Now I understand why I have so much problem speaking, because at that time I was learning how to speak from a person who had a stuttering herself. This is a story that I have been told from my parents, that one day she was scared of a dog, and since then she started just not talking well and having a stutter. But what she did was, when she would do her homework at home, she would act as a teacher to herself. So she would have this imaginary students, and she would teach them the lesson that she had to practice at home. She would always read books very loud. She would always talk very loud in her imaginary classroom. So eventually, her stuttering went away. She could speak. She could go to school with no problem. She had really good focus. She was really good at school. And she still can talk on the phone, no problem. She make phone calls. She have presentation at the school. But me, I kind of got scared from talking and practicing to speak like normal people. So I always had this fear of talking. I always had this fear of answering telephones, and I avoid most of these practices, which would help me to get better and learn to speak better and better and better. Until now, I would say 3 days ago or a day ago. Now I understand that how speech works, how you supposed to speak, how you supposed to think, what part you supposed to use to speak, and it feels really good. Now it's time to get in life and practice and practice and practice.
And enjoy it. Enjoy and enjoy and enjoy.
Yes.
But what did you do through all these years? Where did you go to cure your speech? Because that's what you were looking for, right? In the beginning.
Yes, my parents took me to a lot of places. I mean, they spent a lot of money during the time that we were struggling, you know. They did everything they could. They took me to places that didn't make sense, but they tried their best to get me, I would say, fixed, but there is no fixing this. I would say from speech therapists to healers to magicians to religious people to a lot of places, to a doctor who said that with injecting some chemical in my face and my throat, he can fix my speech. I've had injection my face, which was very painful. I mean, here, my nose, my ears, my throat, everywhere.
How old were you at that time?
I would say 17, 16, 17. Very painful and no progress. The doctor would say, hey, it will take time, just believe in me, and nothing. But there was one that told me you need to chew gums so your muscles get stronger and you have very weak mouth muscles. Your tongue is very weak. And there was another therapist who said you have to go home every day and you have to practice reading and talking slowly and connecting the words eventually. You have to say words and then connecting them and be calm all the time. Speak slowly. Try to kind of sing and speak, not just speak. So we went to her for, I would say, a year or more. That didn't work.
And now do you understand that connecting words is a total, to say, it's just nonsense. How can you connect words when you don't even know what the next word you will say yet? How can you connect them? That's why all your kind of attempts to say only the beginning of the word, because you're attempting to connect. That's what they taught you to do.
Yes.
Okay.
So I always try to connect words and try to say things like in one wave, which it just doesn't work.
It's against nature.
When we got phone for the first time, I was 6 years old, probably 6 or 7 years old, and I used to answer phones with no problem. I still would try to say hello or try to stretch the first letter and try to answer the phones. But one time I pick up the phone and one of our family members, he laughed at me and he said, "Why do you answer it like this? I can hear that you say, what do you," he just laughed. So since then I was like, no, I'm not going to answer the phone anymore.
Because normal people never stretch anything. Why would you stretch? I mean, it's just insane what they teach.
I did some supplementation, some medicine. There, I tried to fix my speech with using supplements. They believe that B1 vitamin will help with the speech, which I took B1 vitamin, B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, most supplements. They might work for other things, but for speech, you just have to know how to speak. There are different kind of religious healers who give you this healing energy of healing powers and all those stuff. I went to them, still didn't work. They get their healing energy from God, and God can heal any problem. So they will charge you a lot of money. They would say, we have been practicing and connecting with God's energy and we will heal you and this and that. I don't know. And eventually I got to a point that my speech problem has nothing to do with healing, has nothing to do with none of that stuff. It's just I need to learn how to speak like normal people. I need to learn how do they speak. If I can't speak like them, I'll be fine. And I started asking my friends and girlfriend, how do you speak? What part do you use? And they didn't know. They don't know. They said, we just speak. I don't know. We use maybe our throat, maybe sometimes our tongue, sometimes we don't know. It just happens.
That's exactly right. Normal people have no idea how it works because we just do it in the way Mother Nature created us. It's the natural law of resonance. You have a word, you have the voice, the rest happens automatically. How? Who cares? It happens. We didn't create our body. Someone who created the human's body, he or she knows how everything works. We may pretend we know, but we don't.
Yes.
So the genius of Roman is that he was able to explain it, to put it in words.
Every year I go and research, see what are the new treatments. I stumbled upon your program and you were talking about speaking like normal people. And I was like normal people, that's what I've been looking for. She does not have a cure or magical trick. She's talking about, we're going to teach you how to speak. We're going to teach you how a normal person speaks. This is not a treatment. This is not a cure. This is educational program for you to learn something, not use something. So I went and bought your book, and I read your book, and it just felt that it makes sense. This is the book,
That's
Stuttering
right.
Self.
Yeah, and this is my draft. It's my worst book. It's just the beginning of me learning about the program. Yeah. Okay.
And I read your book, I spoke about it to my girlfriend, to my friends, to my parents even. I said, hey, I found this program, what do you think of it? And they all encouraged me to take the class, very supporting. And it came to the time that I felt like it's the time and I have to do some action instead of thinking about it. So I saved up and I took the program.
First day, day number
The
one.
first day, when the class ended, I was very disappointed, to be honest with you. I was sad. I talked to my girlfriend. I was like, this is not going to work. I cannot understand it. I cannot understand how this works. I could not imagine that it could be so easy. And a lot of doubts and here and there. I was very sad. My girlfriend, she kept encouraging me and supporting that you have to take this program, you have to finish it, you have to tell her what you think, what you cannot understand. So I messaged you the same night and I said, I cannot understand it. I cannot see that this will work in a real situation. And the second day came and we worked on more things, we practiced on more things, and eventually I start to get the whole thing. You have to change your thinking. You have to learn this normal thinking, how you speak. You don't have to try to speak. You have to just let it happen and it will just come out and it would be not a problem. The second day, I called my sister, and she said, "You speak like you never had stuttering." If somebody doesn't know that you had stuttering, they cannot believe that you can talk like this. And my girlfriend said that I talk pretty good, no problem, like a normal person. And my friend, I talked to him yesterday, the second day. He said I sound good to him and I sound normal. I went to restaurant last night and ordered food for my girlfriend and I, and it went fine. It was good.
Okay, so day number 3.
Day number 3 is good. So far, so good. I haven't had major problems or problems. There are some stuff that I have to work on, which is, that's how it is. You learn a new way of talking, the normal way of talking. You're not used to it. You have to practice and just be out there and talk until I get used to this way of talking.
What is your recommendation for others who watch the next 100% successful Etalon graduate?
Take the class and trust in this program, trust in yourself that you are not sick, you don't have a problem, you just don't know how to speak. You learn more detail about how your body works, how your brain works, how your speech works, and this is a class that you are paying to learn something. Just like you pay the school, you pay for a new program to learn something. This is just a class.
It's almost like learning a new profession. You learn the profession of being a speaker, adequate speaker. Right?
Yes, you learn how to speak.
Okay.
This is not a treatment. Just look at it as a class. You're paying for a class to learn how to speak. I would say thank you for your program and thank you for teaching us how to speak.
Yeah.
That would help many, many, many people. No, thank you very much. Thanks for bearing with me and staying with me.